have like two bases on the inside. Okay, so more than one base. Okay, and it's like I said, it's kind of just like distributing in a way. All right, so you have an exponent of 1 and 1 on both of those. So you're going to drop that 4 into both parts. So it's going to be 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th.
Are you multiplying it by the 1?
Yeah, so 1 times 4. Okay, so now 3 to the 4th. What is 3 times 3? 9, so then you'll have 9 times 9 is 81. So it'll be 81 x to the 4th. Okay? Alright, so let's look at the next one. So now we have a fraction. Okay? You're still going to drop it into both parts. Okay? So we're putting 1s on both of those. Okay? And we're going to drop it into both parts. So we're going to get 4 to the 3 halves, b to the 3 halves. Okay? Now, b to the 3 halves, we're good there, but 4 to the 3 halves, we know how to do this. Okay? That was on your worksheet. Okay, so how many parts do we need?
2.
2 parts, right? So 2 parts. And what times what's going to give us 4?
2.
2. So now, how many parts are we actually going to use?
3.
Okay, so we're going to put on one more 2, right? Okay, so what is 2 times 2 times 2? 8. So your final answer is going to be 8 b to the 3 halves. Okay? Yes, sir.
I thought you had to add the fractions when you put them together, how you said 4 to the 3 halves, and b. When did you do that?
No, are those the same base?
Oh, no.
Has
Is that
the same
what you-
base.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so back up here for our rule here. To raise a product to a power, raise each base. So each individual part, each base to the power, and multiply. All right, so let's go down here. I want you to take a second and let's start with A. So 2A, go ahead and write down what you think the answer is. All right, does anybody want to work through this? Tell me what they got on the first step. Okay, Sam?
I got 7 to the 3rd power,
Good.
and I got m to the 27th power.
That's right so far. Okay, so we're multiplying both parts, right? Remember there's a 1 on that 7. Okay, so now 7 to the 3rd. If you didn't know it, put in your calculator. What was 7 to the 3rd, Ben?
343.
Okay, so 343, and then m to the 27th. And that's your answer. Okay, so again, if you don't know something, you can always put that in your calculator and get it out. Okay? All right, let's try the next one. Okay, take a second and see what you come up with here on this one.
Did you say it was Richmond?
All right, what are some thoughts we have here? Someone besides Sam. What do we got?
I got 2 to the negative 4th and c to the negative 4th.
Okay, I think that's a great first step. Now, what do you do with negative exponents? Bring them down, all right? So at this point, this guy and this guy are both moving down. Okay, they're both negative. So I have 1 on top, 2 to the 4th, and c to the 4th. Okay? You cannot evaluate a negative exponent. You need to make it a fraction first. Now clean it up. So what is 2 to the 4th? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 16. So it's going to be 1/16, and then c to the 4 stays on the bottom. And that's your answer. Okay? All right, does anybody have a question on that one? Okay. All right, take a second, try C then. All right, Nyasha, start us off in the first step here. What'd you do first?
Okay, I'm going to 5x minus 5x3 negative 2 and g negative g.
Very good. Okay. Now, Tessa, what are we going to do with negative exponents?
You bring them down.
Very good. So 3 is coming down and the g. Okay. So we have 1 over 3 squared g to the 8th. So then what will my final answer here look like? Ashley? 9g to the 8th on bottom and 1 on top. Okay? And that'll be your answer. Okay? Alright, next problem here. It says, find the area of a square if one side equals 5x to the 3rd. Okay? So, you have to draw a square out. Draw your square out. And it tells you that one side is 5x to the 3rd. How do we find the area? Ben?
Length times width.
Length times width. Okay, so I've got a length. What's my width going to be technically here?
5
5.
to the 3rd.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? So 5x to the 3rd. So I have got 5x to the 3rd times 5x to the 3rd. Or, guys understand that it's the same thing as 5x to the 3rd, and there are 2 of them, right? So either way, this will get you the same answer. It doesn't matter which way you think of it, okay? So if I look at this first way, all right, you're going to take 5 times 5, get 25, and then what do you do with those 3 and 3? Add them up, so x to the 6th. Or you can think of it, there's just 2 of them, put a squared there, and guess what? You're going to drop that square in. So 5 squared is 25, x to the 6th. Either way, you get the same answer. Okay, so some of you may have been taught that area of a square is s squared, or side times side. Okay, and that's where that comes from. Okay, but again, I don't care which way you do it, just come up with the right answer. Okay, all right, let's flip over on the back. All right, so now it gets a little more complex. Okay, so now they're giving you kind of multiple parts and all your rules, and you got to put it all together. Okay, so we'll kind of walk you through the first one here. Okay, first off, take this 2 and drop it through to everything inside of the parenthesis. Right? Okay, so take that squared and drop it in. So what do we get there? X to the what? -4. Okay, and then it's going to be the same thing, right, on this other guy. You're going to take the 4 to the 3, the x, and the y. It's got to go to all parts. Okay, so we'll have 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th, y to the 20th. Remember, we are multiplying right now. When we drop it in, that's multiplication. Okay? All right, so far, does anybody have a question about any of that so far? Okay, so, is that what, say again?
That's what we have to do.
No, we're not done yet. All right, so we've got x to the -4 and x to the +4. What happens with these guys? They go to 0, right? Technically, it'd be x is 0, and anything to the 0 power is
1.
1. So you're right, they cancel out, basically. Okay? 3 to the 4th. What's that?
That's 81.
81. Okay, so we have 81. And then on the y's, can I do anything with that?
No.
So it's just 81 y to the 20th.